where has the big one been? A lot of people might be wondering, what happened to it? Did I sell it? Did I get rid of it? Or have I just not worked on it? I just haven't been working on it. If you look down in here, there's no input pulley on the transmission. That's a new belt and whatever. The issue is the what's it called? The pulley that I have for it made the belt be like that far up when it needs to be really far down to get the belt to line up properly. And because of that, the belt was so out of alignment, it chucked the belt as soon as I put a new belt in it. And now the belt's like up in the clutch pulley and everything. I'll show you the pulley here in a minute, but pretty much it's a custom-made drop pulley to make it work better. Also, that transmission's going out. It leaks oil out of both axle ends, and I think the shift keys are going out because it doesn't. Sometimes there'll be a neutral and you'll push it and it'll spin the input shaft. Like if you pop it in first, push it, put it back in neutral, sometimes it'll keep spinning the input shaft. It's weird. It hasn't been ran in a while either because it's been on hold for a while. Good engine though. It's got a little bit of gas in it. Should run. It's been leaking oil, sadly. It's a Kohler. I'm not that surprised. Wow, look, there's oil on the tire. This is a new tire. New wheels, new tires, if you didn't notice. And it already has oil dripping on it. Yeah. If you're wondering, these are 5 lugs with hubs back in there. They're just 3/4 keyway hubs, but they have grease in them and everything. And even though this tire is severely dry rotted all over it, it still holds air better than this one that doesn't have nearly as much dry rot on it. This one, it leaks from the outside of the bead in a couple of spots. Maybe down here where the rim was bent inwards. Yeah, I think that's where it was. It was right there, right around here. It was leaking air, and up here around the valve stem. It's also got some like cuts in the tread, but that's just the tread, it don't matter. This one, I didn't have enough room to put a washer in, so it's just the hub. After driving that around, it will wear down enough to where I can put a washer on it anyways. I'll take the pin off, take the wheel off, grease it back up, and put it back together. But it looks really good like that. I think it's a little wider in the front end now with 5 lugs on it. And by little, I mean it's really wide. And if you're wondering how hard is it to steer, it takes like no effort. I can steer it with these massive 23 9.5 by 12s. Another thing is, I also did a hood lift. Here, I'm gonna take the hood off real quick. Hood's off. Did a hood lift. Pretty much, I lifted it with the space of these 3 washers and then put this support bracket. That's just one self-tapper, and then this just threads into the plastic and actually cracked back there. But they're really sturdy, strong hood brackets. Stock bolts in the back. The front, it would have just been 2 bolts and some tabs that slide into the frame to keep it from twisting. Now it's got brackets that are 1/8" metal. So that should be heavier than factory. It's also stretched forwards just a little bit. Has a small forward stretch and a small lift to keep the tires from rubbing as bad. They still rub, but like not as bad. But yeah, I just need to figure out this belt system, and it should be good to go with a new set of front wheels on it. This tire came from the Custom Cruiser. That one did. It came off one of its original wheels that came off the 1-inch Hydro that it had in it. This was one of the tires that was already on the front, and I just switched it over to that 5-lug wheel instead of the keyed one it was on. Over there. That wasn't too bad. I actually found that it's easier to do the tires dry, because usually if you're trying to get it over, the rim will slide side to side like in the middle of the wheel, and it sucks to get on. I did it dry, and it took one attempt per tire. Super easy, popped right on. Also, these are bigger wheels and tires, so it was a little easier that way. But I mean, they're on there good. The lug bolts aren't torqued that tight or anything. It's just like with the impact, like 2 or 3 clicks on the impact like that. But you know, it don't matter. I also have plans to do a custom exhaust, because if you look at the thing, look how far down that hangs. That hangs down, that takes a lot of my ground clearance away. So I'm gonna take all the muffler off, chop the exhaust, and have it run out here at an angle, probably just straight down like this, maybe down and then back a little bit, some kind of small turn down, something maybe here and then out the side. I'm not sure, but I want some kind of open exhaust, maybe be able to make it where I can take a muffler on and off. And then I want to undo the governor. And the thing is, that's idle, up is full throttle. So I'm gonna get a plastic 90 piece from the Post twin throttle and put on here, and that's gonna make it where when you pull, it pushes up on it like this, and that'll give me full throttle. And I might be able, if I put it in the right spot, I'm gonna try and use the stock linkage here, and I might be able to make it where I can put my cable here. That'd be nice. And then no governor on this thing, hook to the stock pedal. That should be pretty good. That'll give me some good RPMs out of this engine. With the 927 on it, with the 27s on the back, I've had it up to 40 with no governor, just a string on there, pulling on it. Yeah, that thing did 40 miles an hour. That was sketchy at 40. I think that was with the good tires on it, not the turf tires. I think that was when I had the 20s that are on the Brute now on the front still, but those weren't tall enough, so I put these on 23s. Only thing is, it's out of alignment because that tire is straight, that one's towed in, so I'm gonna need to do an alignment on it. But you know, I'm ready to get it going again. It's probably ready to get going again. It's probably tired of waiting. But yeah, that's what's been up with the big one. Not much has happened to it lately. There's the battery on the floor. Now if I walk all the way back here, all the way to the very back, here's that pulley I was talking about. Pretty much the way I had it, the pulley was riding way up here on the input shaft. Took a 3/4 drill bit and bored the pulley out, because the 820 has this on it. Not all of them, but my 820 does. 5/8 on top, 3/4 on the bottom, and the 3/4 part has no keyway. So I drilled it out, no keyway on the 3/4 part, and it won't move back and forth. Then a 5/8 hub with a set screw I put in there out of a 9-inch pulley. That'll slide down on top, get welded all around. There's my pulley. The only issue is if there's a key in the keyway, this 7-inch pulley won't slide all the way down to the 3/4 part. So I'm gonna have to cut a slot out of that, which is what I'm confused about. But other than that, it's looking pretty good so far. Another thing is, let me show this real quick in the video. To get those wheels onto the front, I had to cut the hubs down. This is a 3/4 keyway, as you can see. So I had to cut a big chunk out of that. And with a cutoff wheel angle grinder, that took a while. FedEx, no, UPS, I mean. Oh, they're not stopping. Oh well. But anyways, I think that's about it. I think all I need to do is just get that stupid pulley finished and put the belt back on. Build some belt guards for it. And it should be running and driving again, y'all. Oh, I might need to do some oil work. I think what it is this stupid plastic drain plug piece here is what's leaking. I'm thinking when I do an oil change, I'll take all this crap out and just take one of the square plugs from an Opposed Twin and thread in there without any of the fancy plastic stuff on it. Yeah, it'll pour all over the frame next time I drain the oil, or I can just take the oil filter out and tip it on its side a little bit. Does that work? Uh-oh. Is that supposed to be orange like that? Is that stale? Oh, I bet you that gas is nasty. No, it's not. Gas smells good. Well, not good, but it's not bad. Anyways, before this video gets 8 trillion billion minutes long, I'm gonna cut the video off. See y'all later. Hopefully within the next couple weeks, this thing will be driving again. See ya.